Hi there, students. Bassline. A bassline. A countable noun. I think also you could probably use it uncountably as well. It's often used as a modifier. Okay, a bassline is an imaginary line that you use to make comparisons against other things. It's the standard. For example, if you do a medical experiment with a drug, for example, you need to use a control group, a group who you don't give the medicine to. Probably you give them a placebo, a sugar pill, and then you can measure the difference between the control group and the patients that you give the medicine to. And the control group is your baseline. Yeah, it's the standard against which you can make comparisons. Yeah, you can measure things against it. Okay, so a baseline. Very often this word baseline is used in navigation or in topography. Somebody who's measuring the land, and they set down a baseline, a line between two coordinates, and then they make all other measurements compared to that line. Okay, so a baseline, it's a set of data that is used as a comparison. Yeah. Okay, you when you're going to do statistics, when you want to measure things or measure changes, you need a baseline. Okay, has this had any improvement on the number of views? But I need the baseline number of views. What would have happened if I hadn't done this to start with? Okay, we use baseline in several other ways as well. We often use baseline to talk about the starting point for something, the point at which you begin. It's the bottom, the beginning bit. So yeah, the basis of something. They interviewed candidates to provide a baseline for their statistics. Okay, so as a starting point, we're going to use Newton's theories as a baseline for our discussion, but then we will develop that baseline into Einsteinian mechanics, for example. Very often as well, this word baseline is used in sports. For example, in tennis, the two lines at the ends of the court, these are, or this line, this is the baseline, these are the baselines, the service line. Yeah, and this is normally where where the tennis player stands at the baseline. Or, for example, in basketball, the baseline, this is the line between two bases, and it defines the area where the batter running, he must stay within these boundaries. Okay, so a baseline. But it's used in all sorts of other things. For example, in printing, it's the line at the bottom to make sure that everything else is straight. So baseline characteristics, the characteristics before you do something. A baseline assessment, you assess something before changes have been made. A baseline cost is the normal cost of something. Yeah, the baseline values. These are the values when no changes have been made, and you then use this baseline to make comparisons. Let's see. You could have you have the baseline in basketball. That's the line behind the basket. Yeah. You also have a baseline in music. So notice a bass is a type of string guitar, and the bass line is the melody or the tune. Boom, 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 boom. That's a bass line, and then maybe you have a lead guitar or an electric guitar over the top of that. Yeah, so it's the basic beat to a song is the bass line. Okay. Wow. So bass line, an imaginary line to measure things. When you're doing construction, you need a 0 point. It's a datum line, effectively. Yeah, it's something that you can then measure different points from. So formality, baseline, I think I'm going to give this a 5 in formality, so use it absolutely anywhere. And then clearly it comes from base and line. The word bass comes from Latin, bassis, from ancient Greek, basis, the basis, the foundation, the foundation of something, the thing that you base things on. So, baseline. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Baseline.